stop what you're doing right now, because what I'm about to share could literally save your mind. Here's a fact that stopped me cold. A landmark study found that brain decline can begin silently, with zero symptoms, up to 20 years before any diagnosis. 20 years. That means if you're watching this at 70, the habits destroying your brain may have started at 50, and you had no idea. Certain daily habits, ones that feel completely harmless, are quietly accelerating that damage. Right now, today, if you're over 60 and you want to protect your memory, your independence, and your sharpness for years to come, this video is for you. By the end, you'll know exactly which 3 habits to stop and what to do instead. Have you noticed your memory feeling a little off lately? Comment yes below. You are not alone. Now, I want to be clear about something. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to prepare you. There's a difference. The information in this video is based on peer-reviewed research, including findings from a Mayo Clinic, Harvard Medical School, and the National Institute on Aging. These aren't fringe theories. This is real science. And most people over 70 have never heard it explained in plain language. A geriatric specialist I studied under used to say this: the most dangerous health threats are the ones that feel comfortable. That sentence changed how I think about brain health entirely. Stay with me until the end, because point number 3 will genuinely surprise most people. It surprised me. Let's get into it. 1. You're sitting too much, and your brain is paying the price. Here's something most people don't realize. Your brain is not separate from your body. It depends on your body completely. When you sit for long, unbroken periods, blood flow to your brain drops significantly. A 2020 UCLA study found that prolonged sitting is directly linked to thinning of the region responsible for memory formation. Let me translate that into plain English. The more you sit without moving, the thinner that memory region gets. Physically thinner. Think about a typical day for many people over 70. Wake up, sit at the breakfast table, move to the couch, watch the morning news for 2 hours, sit at the computer, eat lunch sitting down, watch more television in the afternoon. That's 6 to 8 hours of near continuous sitting every single day. It doesn't feel dangerous. It feels like rest, like a reward for a life well lived. But your brain is quietly struggling. Here's the good news, and it's significant. You don't need to run a marathon. You don't need a gym membership. Research from the University of Louisville found that breaking up sitting time with just 2 minutes of light walking every 30 minutes meaningfully improved cognitive function in older adults. 2 minutes. Every half hour. Set a timer on your phone or your watch. When it goes off, stand up, walk to the kitchen, walk to the window, walk to the mailbox. That's simple. That powerful. Your brain responds almost immediately to increased blood flow. This is not a 6-month plan. You can start protecting your memory this afternoon. Drop a 1 in the comments if you sit for more than 4 hours a day. No judgment, just awareness. 2. You're not sleeping deeply enough, and toxic waste is building up. This one is critical and deeply misunderstood. Most people think sleep is just rest, your body powering down for the night. It is so much more than that. While you sleep, your brain activates its own overnight cleaning system. It flushes out toxic waste products, including a protein linked directly to Alzheimer's disease. Your brain cleans itself during deep sleep, every single night. But here's the problem. After age 60, the architecture of your sleep changes dramatically. You spend less time in the deep, slow-wave sleep stages. And that's exactly when the cleaning system does most of its work. So if you're sleeping 7 hours but waking frequently, lying awake at 3 a.m., or never feeling truly rested, the toxic waste is not being fully cleared. Night after night, year after year. Picture this. Imagine never fully washing the dishes, just rinsing them lightly. Over time, residue builds up, it hardens. It becomes much harder to remove. That is essentially what's happening in an underclean brain. So what can you actually do? Your sleeping environment matters more than you think. Your room should be cool. Research consistently shows the ideal sleep temperature is between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. A warmer room disrupts deep sleep cycles. Eliminate screens 1 hour before bed. The blue light from phones and televisions actively suppresses melatonin, your brain's natural sleep signal. This effect is stronger in older adults, not weaker. And talk to your doctor about sleep apnea. It affects an estimated 20 to 30% of adults over 65, and the majority don't know they have it. Sleep apnea repeatedly starves your brain of oxygen throughout the night. It is one of the most underdiagnosed threats to brain health in older adults. Don't accept poor sleep as just part of getting older. It is not inevitable. It is addressable. The most important habit on this list is coming up next. Number 3 is something your doctor may never bring up during a regular visit, but the research behind it is remarkable. Stay with me. 3. You're living too quietly, and your brain is shrinking because of it. This is the one I want you to really hear, because it's the most overlooked. And in many ways, it is the most powerful. Your brain operates on a principle called neuroplasticity. Here's what that means in plain language. Your brain physically changes shape based on how you use it. It grows new connections. It strengthens existing ones. Or, when it is not sufficiently challenged, it prunes them away. Use it or lose it is not a motivational slogan. It is literal neuroscience. And here is where many people over 70 unknowingly fall into a dangerous pattern. Life gets quieter. The children are grown. Work is ended. The social calendar shrinks. Daily routines become deeply familiar and deeply unchallenging. The same meals, the same shows, the same conversations, the same comfortable silence. It feels peaceful. It feels earned. But to your brain, comfortable and unchallenging means unnecessary. And the brain begins to reduce resources it no longer sees as essential. A landmark 25-year study identified social isolation as one of the single largest modifiable risk factors for dementia, larger than smoking, larger than physical inactivity. Let that sink in. Loneliness, chronic, ongoing social isolation, is more dangerous to your brain than cigarettes. And it's not just about being around people. Passive presence is not the same as active engagement. Sitting in a room watching television alongside others is not the cognitive stimulation your brain needs. Your brain needs challenge, novelty, genuine connection, conversation that requires you to think, respond, and engage. Here's what the research says actually works. Learning a new skill, not reviewing an old one, but genuinely learning something new, generates measurable new neural pathways, a new language, a musical instrument, a craft you've never tried, even a new card game with complex rules. Volunteering, specifically roles that involve problem-solving and regular interaction, has been shown in multiple studies to slow cognitive decline significantly, and this matters deeply. Meaningful conversation, real, substantive discussion about ideas, memories, emotions, activates more regions of the brain simultaneously than almost any solitary activity. Call someone today, not a text. A call, better yet, a video call where you can see their face. Join something, a book club, a church group, a senior center class, a walking group, anything that puts you in regular contact with other thinking, feeling human beings. Your brain does not just want this. It needs this to survive. Drop a 3 in the comments if you've been feeling more isolated than you'd like. There is no shame in it. Acknowledging it is a first step. Let's bring this home. 3 habits, 3 silent threats, and 3 real, actionable solutions. 1. Prolonged sitting reduces blood flow to the memory center of your brain. Break it up with 2 minutes of movement every 30 minutes. Start today. 2. Poor deep sleep prevents your brain from clearing toxic waste overnight. Cool your room, cut the screens, and talk to your doctor about sleep apnea, especially if you snore. 3. Social isolation and mental understimulation physically shrink the brain over time. Engage, connect, learn something new, make the call you've been putting off. Now I want to speak to you directly for just a moment. You've lived a remarkable life. You've worked hard, loved deeply, and carry more than most people will ever know. You deserve to stay sharp, to stay present, to remember the names of the grandchildren who adore you, to stay in the conversation, at the table, in the family, in the world. That is not too much to ask for. and it is not out of reach, but it requires you to act. Now, not next month, not after the holidays. The brain you protect today is the brain that carries you through the next decade. If this video helped you, please hit the like button right now. It takes 1 second, and it helps this information reach other people who need it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I put out new senior health content every week. Always based on real research, always in plain language. And please share this video with someone over 65 who you care about. Forward it to a sibling, a spouse, a neighbor, a friend. You might be sending them something that genuinely changes the course of their health. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 3 habits hit closest to home for you. I read every single comment, and your answer might help someone else feel less alone. Until next time, keep moving, keep connecting, and keep protecting that brilliant mind of yours. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.